True.
Wait, let me read the last part of this article real quick.
No, you can't. I already hit record.
What? I'm not ready. Let's go. Hello.
Hey, welcome to
what's
What You're
up?
Playing. I don't have an intro still. My name is Nick. We've also got Dara. Raise your hand.
Hello.
From Ink
Oh my
Eyes,
God,
and my friend
flashlight
Mike
is
T.
on.
And my friend Mike T from 14 years of just talking about video games together.
That's true. 17 actually, but yes.
Is it 17? Wait, what? Oh
Yeah, I
my
told you this
God.
last time.
Oh my God, it is 17 years. Holy shit.
Yeah, we did this last time.
Yeah, this exact same thing actually.
I'm very old.
Get on board.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a show where we recap 3 of the biggest news stories of the week in gaming, and also talk about what we're playing. And what's going on with you guys? Anything to report?
Not much. The average week. It's getting pretty hot. Went to the beach, had some fun. That's and worked. Kind of back to the office. The work from home stuff is kind of ending now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
life is going back to it's normalizing a little bit, but it's scary as what's happening in other states. So hopefully not here.
Yeah. You go back 5 days a week or?
Kind of like on a rotation, so like 3 times a week right now.
Okay.
But
It's not too bad.
It's not bad, but once it's exhausting because you don't have the same stamina.
Yeah.
You just get tired so quickly.
Yeah. Well, I'm only at 1 day a week, so I don't know. It's like a shock just that 1 day, and then you recover.
Yeah. 6-day weekend.
I mean, I still have to work from home, but
True.
there's
a lot easier.
Yeah, you make your own schedule. You go to lunch when you want, take a break when you want.
Yeah, sometimes you can just I don't know, expand your day a little bit. You have to do a couple of things, but you don't have to do it necessarily before 5 p.m. You're like, I'll do it at 8. Who cares? So,
if you want to take your laptop outside, you can. There's no one to tell you can't.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Nick?
I'm officially laid off.
Oh,
congratulations.
Here, Mike, when I talk about this, make sure your microphone's facing you the right way. I feel like you're a little tinny.
Here, let me move it a little closer to me.
Is the what do you call it? The icon on the front there? The logo?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I know it's facing the right way.
There you go. I'm officially laid off. I've been just streaming a lot lately.
Officially laid off and officially an affiliate.
Yeah, officially an affiliate on Twitch. It took
a
little less than a month to get it going. And I'm
congratulations.
Streaming Monday through Thursday. Thank you. It's not much of an accomplishment, but I'll take it.
Hey, it's a step.
Streaming Monday through Thursday, 2 to 6 is the official schedule.
Check him out.
Yeah, twitch.tv/he'sbaggames.
If you're looking for someone who's actually good at playing video games and doesn't make a lot of mistakes and engages you in chat, check Nick out.
I make plenty of mistakes. I died once today in Griftlands, so that was sad.
But it's not frustrating to watch you at least, because you're not like, oh my god, can you just read that? Yeah. How can you just miss that thing? Just click that thing.
I also don't do any none of that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a normal guy.
More or less. All right, anyway, this week we're talking about all the tumultuous shit that's happened with EVO. Next gen might have a price hike, and there's still a whole bunch of drama surrounding The Last of Us 2 right now concerning now the voice actors receiving death threats.
Which is insane.
I know. Dara, could you
Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry, but this whole thing needs to just stop. It's just out of control now.
Can you read a bit of the EVO thing, and then I'll talk a little bit of my perspective on it?
Yeah, so EVO Online canceled following accusations of sexual abuse against CEO. And this is an article by Charlie Hall. So EVO organizer Joey is accused of abusing a minor. What were we going to say?
Oh, I just said that the article was from Polygon.
Yes, on Polygon. The online version of the Evolution Championship Series, better known as EVO, was canceled Thursday following accusations of sexual abuse made against its organizer and CEO, Joey, we're going to say, Kuehler? EVO said in a statement on Twitter that it has relieved Kuehler from his responsibilities and is working to completely separate him from the company. And they quote, over the past 24 hours, in response to serious allegations recently made public on Twitter, we have made the first in a series of important decisions regarding the future of the company. Progress doesn't happen overnight or without bravery of those who speak up against misconduct and injustice. We are saddened by these events, but we are listening again committed to making every change that will be necessary in making EVO a better model for this stronger, safer culture we all seek. So these allegations they came up on Twitter on Wednesday by a guy named Mikey, who said that he was abused when he was under 18. I don't know the details, but that led to organizations pulling out of the event, including Capcom, NetherRealm, and Bandai Namco, as well as several popular competitors.
And the funny thing about this is the second string of games, because EVO was, of course, meant to be a live event, but COVID kiboshed it.
Right.
And then once that happened, people were like, how are you even going to do an online tournament? Because, you know, fighting games require a millisecond response time for it to be competitive and watchable. True. And most online fighting games have very terrible netcode, with like the exception of, I believe, like Killer Instinct has a very good netcode, and like I think Street Fighter 5 has a decent netcode.
But still, you still have that input lag.
Yeah.
To professionals, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than annoying, it's like your whole, you know, what's the word? Your whole thing is thrown off. Like you train,
your whole
for a certain millisecond
your muscle
input lag.
memory for combos and all that.
Yeah.
Well, that's another like layer of it too, where someone's got a better connection can kick your ass, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And EVO is a worldwide tournament. You know, people come from everywhere on Earth to go and play and compete in EVO. So like,
yeah, massive event. Normally.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's done. And Kueller himself came out with an apology ever since. He said he's sorry. He never meant to hurt anyone. He said he was young and reckless and did things that he's not proud of, that he's been growing and maturing over the past 20 years. How old is the guy? You know?
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, he's saying it doesn't excuse anything, and he's trying to become a better person.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Good luck.
Something I wanted to talk about with this is like, I don't think it's just me, but like, you ever notice that anyone gets a little bit of power, all of a sudden they're trying to fucking abuse everybody that they can, especially underage people? Like, what is it about the realms of power, like Epstein?
A little bit of fame and a little bit of money, and like in any sort of media and platform. Yeah. It happens all like TV, video games now.
Sometimes I wonder, like, these people with this extreme drive to become powerful in their realms, like, do they do it because they love those realms, or do they do it so they can get away with whatever the fuck they want to get away with?
I think they do it because they think that. I think mostly it's just like, probably like, for all of these people who do stuff like this, they're fantasies, and they think that they're powerful enough to make those fantasies reality.
I mean, is the fantasy to just be able to do whatever you can, to be like above
whatever fantasy you have. Like, if you're like a pedophile, like, now you have enough money or fame to just like flaunt it in some chick's face that's been following you for for a long time, and you're like, hey, well, I mean, look at all my followers and all my money, like, send me nudes now, sort of thing,
I don't know. I think it's also like, they think they can just get away with anything once you get enough power, and consequences aren't going to apply to you, and they always end up applying to you, and it's never worth it.
Yeah. I feel like it always goes down to like some inner desire, like fantasy they have. Like, there's got to be something there.
But I mean, some dudes, it takes like a lifetime for them to get destroyed, like Cosby or Weinstein or Epstein. I mean, like, those guys got away with that shit forever. And
you don't know when they started. Exactly. Yeah. Like, at one point it got to their head, but it happens like way too much. It happens like even in like smaller scenes, like for even like stand-up comedians. I mean, I'm not gonna call like Louis C.K. a small guy, but like, I was really disappointed about like that, and then all the
Yeah.
comedians and all the actors, and then like in video games now
Dude,
and
you're disappointed.
streamers.
People always tell me I look like Louis C.K. I'm fucking disappointed.
It was cool at one point.
No, it wasn't cool.
Exactly.
It was still
Not
lame.
anymore.
It was still lame before because look at Louis C.K. But now it's like lame,
Yeah.
and there's like an extra layer of horrible sauce on top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's not good.
I actually have a portrait that I commissioned from somebody on Reddit years ago. I saw him make
I remember.
this awesome Louis C.K. portrait because I did love Louis C.K. It was hanging up in my room for years, and it's been taken down ever since that shit went. It's still in my closet in case, I don't know. I haven't gotten rid of it. It's still just here.
It really sucks because I still see his things like here and there, and they make
Yeah.
me laugh, and I'm like, man.
It's
Yeah.
like it's hard
It's
to
not the
separate.
same anymore.
It's like that separation of artist and
Yeah.
art.
I was just
but
about to
it's
talk
just
about
so
that.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes stuff can completely ruin art. Like if you that Michael Jackson thing on HBO.
yeah, dude. Oh God. Have you watched
that-
that, Tara?
Mhm.
That ruined Michael Jackson for me, and I love his music, but that was not good.
Do you really an MJ fan? I never was, so it was like easy for me to not give a shit about him after all that came out.
I'm kind of like you. Like I liked him and I like some of his songs, but I wasn't like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, I don't own any. Like you like Thriller and like
Yeah.
some of the big ones, but
Classics.
now it's totally tainted.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
God Cosby was always lame, in my eyes at least.
I'm never a huge Cosby fan, but I think you had to be older to be a big Cosby fan.
That's a good point.
So
Like
anyway,
he did stand up like back in the 60s and 70s, I think.
so this event being canceled, like, it makes me feel very bad for the organizers of this shit because a lot
That's
of
the
these
thing.
people, they go hard, like making this thing happen every year. And I know that it wasn't a live event this year or like a physically live event this year, but that they were busting their ass to make all these connections, to get all of these companies on board,
Oh, yeah.
to get all of the licensing deals, to set up all of the live stream shit, make sure everyone's got standardized equipment, all this kind of stuff. And I was just gone because like some monsters in there just like had to abuse women, diddle kids, whatever the fuck. And now like some people, this is their whole life for the year is, I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but like some people, their whole life for the year is built around making this thing happen. And now it's not happening. And then there's also like prize money and things like that involved. So the competitors, their whole year of training is gone. And it's fucking insane. Like, I don't understand.
I completely agree with you. Just like so many other people and entities that get hurt in the process. And same thing, like it's identical. Like anywhere you see, like what was it? Which movie was it that came out and there was sexual allegations against the main actor and the
Spacey?
box office? I mean,
Kevin Spacey, like 2 years ago?
what movie was it?
I don't
I know
remember
that
the
was
name.
House of Cards on Netflix, but I don't remember it being a movie. Was it?
It did happen to House of Cards as well, but there was a film that he was gonna be in, and then I think they
That
had
he
to-
was gonna be in, right?
they replaced
Am I
him, like-
remembering it right?
Yeah.
A few months
I know.
ago.
There was the
No.
new Predator movie, which got edited like a couple weeks before because someone said something. Someone did something that had to be edited out. But I don't think that's what you're talking about.
No, but this movie totally failed. Like the box office was like $200,000 or something like that, and it was like it was gonna be a huge film. It was gonna be like an all-star cast, and everybody boycotted it. I mean, understandably, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have, but at the same time, like you said, there are just so many other people involved in these things, like camera
all of
crew,
these,
the sound crew, the makeup artists, like all
Yeah.
the people involved, like they just get burned so bad, especially like when a big event like this all together gets canceled.
Yeah, innocent
Because
people totally
one
sucks.
person. But at the same time, like, what are you gonna do, right? Are you just gonna be like, well, this happened and we're gonna carry on, the regular programming is going to
I have
continue.
no idea how much money they have in their war chest, but like, I hope they have enough money to continue because it's like I have played fighting games. I've enjoyed fighting games, but like the people that are in the fighting game community, they are fucking nuts. Like they love the fighting game community. It is like there's hardcore their thing. and I have no idea how much money Evo has like squirreled away. I don't know if they can come back from just not having any
After
event
this,
whatsoever. Yeah,
they
I mean
should
that,
be able to come back with
but
sponsors.
people are
There's a
saying that
market for it.
for like GDC too. People are worried GDC might not come back. That has nothing to do with sexual
Yeah.
allegations. That's just because of COVID. But
Yeah.
a lot of these big events are like on like a razor's edge of a margin, you know. So
Already, yeah.
Yeah.
it would be really fucked up if something like this gross was what tanked it. I hope that's not the case. I hope they come back next year.
Yeah, the timing pretty sucked.
Yeah.
Well, 2020 is fucked anyway. Like, like there's everything's ruined already this year.
Yeah, we're in July. I don't even know what happened to the year.
Yeah, I know.
Let's
It's
not get too
ridiculous.
dark.
Well, yeah, but it's not like stuff getting canceled is the norm right now.
So
Um,
yeah,
You can
So,
totally chalk up this year and be like, "Oh, it's whatever. It's a do-over." But it's
yeah,
so
the gas
weird.
leak year.
Yeah, but it's so weird to think that like because of this do-over year, like a lot of my local businesses might not ever open again. A lot of the events, a lot of the broader events that I like online might never come back, you know? I don't know.
Oh yeah, restaurants.
Yeah, some
So,
stores permanently closed down.
yep,
Yeah.
take COVID and then add this shit on top of it and it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Got anything else to say about the whole Evo situation, boys?
Nothing.
Like you just said, it just really sucks. I'm sorry for all the people that are getting hurt in the process. I mean, aside from this Mikey guy who had to deal with this, and anybody else involved, but like as far as like the business side of it, it just um it sucks. Like I'm sure there are people in their 40s, 50s, and maybe even older working on this event, and just it just gone.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
Well,
this year.
I think more of those that age of people were probably more on the physical event side, and they were probably screwed before this whole thing
They were
happened.
already screwed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But it's unnecessary. Like we should. The thing is, like the gaming industry is so focused on like such a large part of it is just children anyway, and if we
Yeah.
can't just keep it safe with children,
Yeah.
that I don't know.
Well, I mean, guys our age are the biggest demo still because we have the buying power, but like those kids, you know, will be us, you know. So you don't want to turn off a whole generation. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Like this whole like streaming and YouTube video watching, like let's plays and all of that. It's gotten so big now. It's such a big part of like kids' lives now. It's so accepted, and to think that one day I'm gonna have kids and they're gonna be exposed to like already like toxic online communities
Yeah.
of people playing like Call of Duty or whatever and just like throwing around
For
like
instance,
really awful words.
the first kid that subscribed to me once I got affiliate is a kid who's 18 now, who's been watching my stuff since he was 12. So like,
Wow.
Oh, that's weird.
They are definitely online, or 13, I think he was. They're definitely super ingrained in everything. And if they're going to conventions and they're talking to like guys my age who've got fucked up intents, like that's really gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
All
the
right,
part that bothers me.
I
My
don't
own
want to talk.
children.
I don't want to talk about this anymore this week. I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll hear another horrible story like this next week that we can talk about.
We have more
Unfortunately,
horrible
probably.
stories. Stay tuned right now.
Ugh.
All right, Mike, you want to take this potential next gen price hike?
Oh, sure. In other bad news, so this is from where is this from? The Verge. NBA 2K21's PS5 and Series X versions are going to cost $69.99.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
This is unacceptable. $70 is so much money.
Yeah, they've been trying to do this for a while. I remember this being the rumor back in the PS4 days, and this seems like it's already official because these prices are already out.
But only for this game so far.
Yes, just this game so far, but that might sometimes first party games are $10 cheaper than third party games. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. So that is just the trend that all third-party games will be 70, and is 70 quite a bit of money? It is. Um,
That's crazy.
games did cost $70 around the Super Nintendo era. I remember.
Games
I
were
remember-
definitely
70,
more
80,
expensive.
80 cartridges.
I remember my dad, he got me a copy of Mega Man X, and he told me it was $80 at Electronic Boutique.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Capcom games. Earthbound, I think, was 80 when it came out. Trying to think of which other ones.
And that's 80 in like 1992 money. So like
Yeah.
what is that really? Is that like $110? 100 something like that?
Oh, it's probably
Sure.
like 200.
My God.
Yeah, games definitely got cheaper and cheaper. That's why this is so weird.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I
my
was telling
God.
Nick before, like, I don't know if you remember KB Toys, but all their games were $10 more expensive than anywhere else. And I remember I had to buy Ocarina of Time from there because I couldn't find it anywhere else for $70
Yeah.
back in, what was that, 98?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So games got cheap, like with the PS1. I remember they started being like $40 brand new, and then they've just gotten more and more expensive as time's gone on.
I feel like this is not going to affect like the three of us that much, because
Probably
like
not.
how many AAA games do you buy a year? I might buy 3. So what is that? A $30
Maybe maximum
increase?
of 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like a $30 price hike for me a year. What is that like? Don't go to Starbucks like 4 times or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can put it like that.
And
Sure.
like you Dara play infinite indie games. This is not going
And
to affect
I love
you.
that indie games are just priced so fairly. You know,
Yeah.
that's like the norm now.
And Mike,
Is this like people question like, or is this worth $15 or is this like a $10 game?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just like
and,
True.
and,
people argue
and
like, oh, but look at the art.
Mike is like a bargain hunter. He almost never buys a game the day it comes out. You know?
It's not worth it. When games drop like 50% in 2-3 months,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
I'm becoming like that too.
Yeah.
I care about spoilers and stuff, and I like a lot of narrative games, you know? So like I want to get that shit in my brain as fast as I can before some jerk off spoils it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
That's a
that's
possibility.
that's why I'm like kind of behind on like all new releases, because now I'm like getting used to just waiting for sales, and then when I see like 20% off, I'm like, nah, just wait for the 50% off, and then I'm like, we're so close to Christmas, just wait for like the 75% Christmas off this year.
Oh, you're a good man, Dara.
And then you end up not playing it forever, and then
Well,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, guess what, Nick? I'm playing this game. I just love it. It's from 2 years ago.
I think I have a different opinion than you guys on this $10 hike increase. First
You're
of
happy
all,
about it?
I'm not happy
What?
about it. I'm not happy about it. All right. I'll
Is
preface
it
that.
justified?
Yeah, I think it's justified. Because
Why?
we've been going for like 13 years or something on the same price point when it's we've been having inflation that whole entire time, and like the costs of games are going up in terms of development and shit like that, with all of the new tech that they have to license, all the people that they have to hire, then they do all this fucking crunch and pay them all this overtime. Like I would more okay. I know that when we're talking about like EA or something, the majority of that money is going to go to the shareholders or whatever. But in like a perfect world, if that money could go to the devs, then I would be all for it. These people, they break their asses for like 4 years trying to get a product to come out, and then it could just tank like that fucking movie you were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Well,
risk they take.
Yeah. They get bonuses tied on like
To
scores,
sales.
I believe, too.
Oh yes, scores and sales, I think, but mostly
Scores
I think
and
it's
sales.
scores is the big thing.
I've heard things about Metacritic, like if it gets a good Metacritic score, like opening, whatever weekend or whatever, then they all get bonuses, and if it doesn't, you might not get paid at all, or you might not get your full salary.
Yeah.
Like,
So I mean,
I think with like all the in-app purchases or like in-game purchases and like passes and things like that, like I don't know if they needed to do this necessarily.
but if we're talking about like say God of War 2 or something like that, you're not going to have any of those things in it.
I feel like you can justify it like game by game. For example, if they come out with a game that's like obviously different and new and like using a new engine, and they're like, oh, this is so like there's just so much innovation here. Like $70, fine, but like something like an NBA game that, I mean, this is an ignorant statement to make, but I'm just assuming that it's made on the same engine,
I would
like
assume it
using a lot
is.
of the same assets and stuff.
Yeah.
It
Maybe.
seems like it's launching simultaneous with the uh, lower generation ones, right? The PS4 and
Yeah, it is.
Xbox One ones.
So here's the other
So
fucked up thing about this
probably
story.
nearly identical.
I don't know if it's here. Excuse me. But this particular game is not taking advantage of the cross-generational upgrade unless you buy their $100 special edition. So you know
What?
about
Why?
you know, have you heard of, I think it's called Smart Delivery on Xbox?
Okay.
So
never heard of it.
Smart Delivery is like, I buy a license of this game. This game
Okay.
comes out on both the old Xbox and the new Xbox.
Oh, I've heard of this.
If I have this license and it has Smart Delivery, that means if I download it on the old Xbox, I get the old Xbox version. If I download it on the new Xbox, I get the new Xbox version. Xbox One X and Xbox Series X, whatever. So everyone can take advantage of this if they want to. But 2K is like, nah, fuck you, dog. Like, if you want the new version, but you still want to buy if you want the PS5 version, but you're going to buy the PS4 version first, you got to pay us more to get the upgrade to the new version. So they're kind of doing some scummy tactics to begin with this that makes me not 100% believe that $70 is the new price point. It could just be some money grubbing horse shit from these guys.
Well, but they succeed, it could be the norm.
If they succeed, it sets a very bad precedent.
Yeah, because I mean, you're gonna see titles that you can tell.
It sets a bad precedent for the consumer. Sorry, for the consumer. But,
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, at the same time, you can argue the other side too. Like, I'm not denying that games now take more to create.
Yeah.
You know, like you had pixelated games back in the day selling for $40-$50, but now you have, you know, games that they have to sit there meticulously designing like all these environments with like just such the high amounts of detail, and people's expectations are higher.
And then
you know,
you've got
they immediately criticize something and they're like, ugh, like they didn't even try with the lighting in this room, or like,
besides just
look
like
at these
the
enemy
water.
models. Yeah,
besides just the graphic
it's not
designers,
reflective enough.
Yeah.
Besides the programmers and the graphic designers, then you have the composers and like the voice actors and the mocap artists and the cost to like use a mocap studio and like all that stuff. Your script writer, like they're like bigger than movie
But then,
productions now.
like at that point, you're
they're
hoping that the game will sell like, you know, crazy, so
Sometimes
that
it
you make your
does.
money like that. Like not necessarily based on like the price tag of like a single copy, but just like the fact that you know you're gonna sell like 2 million copies of it, or you know. I think it should be like in their bigger vision of sales and marketing than in like the individual copy price increase.
Do you think there should be say this is to happen, which I'm 50-50 on. Do you think there should be like a standardized tier structure? And like, how do you even define it? Like a AAA game is $70 and then a AA game is $60 and then
Well, the indie scene is doing such a good job like easily handling that. And I don't understand why these AAA game companies can't compete the same way and be like, well, we made this game, we're going to be okay with it being just $40. Like we're not going to charge $60.
Because the AAA studios have shareholders to answer to.
But some companies do like a $40 new game. Like I know some Sony games come out at $40, like not their top tier ones, but like
you would call them like your AA games, right?
I mean, maybe not even AA. Like when the Medieval remake that came out at 40. I'm trying to think of what else. Like I want to say the Sonic Racing game was 40. Like these aren't AA games, but you know, like they're brand new games coming out at $40.
That's good. As long as you recognize that asking 60 is like a little too much for like a remake or like, you know, a cartoony racing game versus like
I just checked. Crash Team Racing was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There was a new Sonic Racing game that I think was 40. Like there's lower tier games that come out at 40, but there's no standardization.
Sonic
Yeah, I
Racing's
guess
MSRP.
AAA developers are kind of
Team
stuck,
Sonic
like you
Racing.
said, meeting numbers and making shareholders happy.
Well,
Yeah,
EA definitely.
you're right. Sonic Team Racers or Team Sonic Racing was $40 was the MSRP.
Mhm.
So there is some tiering, but like that most games come out at that $60 price point. I expect
Yeah,
when I go to buy a new game, I expect it to be $60. If it's less than that, I'm very surprised.
yeah, pleasant
If
surprise.
Yeah,
all right,
but they don't retain their value too long. That's the problem.
that is true. Oh no, I lost the document. Where is it? Here it is. All
So
right.
yeah, Nick, tell us about the last of two new drama.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, talk about this.
I mean, this is more of like a continuation of the drama, but it's kind of insane. The story is also from Polygon, and who's this by? Patricia Hernandez.
Patricia Hernandez.
Headline: The Last of Us 2 dev Naughty Dog condemns harassment and death threats. Death threats. I just want to say that again. Devs and talent behind the game are getting hate. The Last of Us Part 2 has been so fraught with controversy since its release that the developers and talent behind the game have been targeted and threatened over it. Over the weekend, co-director Neil Druckmann shared a small snippet of the awful messages he's gotten about the game. I'm just going to read his tweets right here. You can love or hate the game and share your thoughts about it. Unfortunately, too many of the messages I've been getting are vile, hateful, and violent. Here are just a handful of them, parenthetical. Feel it's important to expose, close parenthetical. Trigger warning, transphobic, homophobic, anti-Semitic, etc. I'm looking at these images right now, and like one person here has like a stereotypical like, I don't know how else to say it, like debt collector, like Jewish in the Bible, like money. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
for I don't even want to talk about it, actually. Here's one. I hope
Yeah.
that a real fan will kill you. Blank is all. You are nothing, bitch. You are the Westworld's bitch. I don't even know what that means. Die. This is your fault, you Israeli piece of shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What do you expect from a effing, oh my god, die, you homophobic slur? What a stupid fucking Islamic, not Islamic, sorry, Israeli slur. It's fucking nuts. And he's not the only one that's getting it. Laura Bailey, who plays a controversial character in the game, is also getting the same exact threat, saying, you ruined this game, fucking die. I'm going to come to your house and kill you, like shit like that. Why did you
how
ruin
can it
such
be
a good game
crazy
for
like
everyone?
that?
I hope you get fired, you gay and trans loving retard fuck. Are these people children? I hope they're children, right? Like they don't know any better?
Not young children.
I mean, look at that Neil guy. He doesn't look like a child. Yeah, a few of them have like these avatars. They look old enough to understand what they're saying and
Oh,
be serious about
guy
it.
whose name is Neil Cuckman. Is that the one you're talking about? The one who's making fun of
Yeah,
Neil Druckmann?
yeah. Both Neils.
The-
Oh wait, no, that's the other. That's another person.
Well, there's a bunch of fake Neil Druckmans in there too. With like, well, whatever,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So this shit's insane. And then we've got this stuff from Laura Bailey here, who I was just talking about. I'm going to kill you because you blank in The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to find where you live and slaughter you for what you did. Mark my fucking words. I will stab you. Like, I think Twitter should get turned off. I think it hasn't helped anything.
No social media helps anything. This
I
is
mean,
fucked up.
turn off Twitter, but that's just Twitter. What are you
Social
gonna do about the
media
people
where you're
behind
like
Twitter?
this public and you can just say whatever you want to anybody with like no repercussion. I mean, these are literally death threats. I mean, you can be arrested for threatening somebody's death, but like none of that will happen with these fucking idiots, I'm sure.
Why
No,
is it
probably.
this? I don't even understand why it has to be so dramatic. Like,
Because
first of all, it's a fucking video game. Like, get over it.
people have
Death
their whole identities wrapped up in the media that they're obsessed with because they have like no center. They have like no center of their own or something like that. It's like a Star Wars fan like going fucking nuts because they can't stand the new. I mean, like I fucking hate those new movies, but I'm not gonna,
Well, don't bring up Last Jedi, dude.
why don't bring up Last Jedi? Whatever. I fucking hate those movies, but there's no way that I'm gonna like send a message over to what's her name, Kennedy, and be like, you fucked us, Kennedy, whatever her name
Kathleen
is.
Kennedy, yeah.
Is that it?
I bet you they still get that sort of stuff. But
Oh yeah, they
like,
totally did.
She does, definitely.
Yeah.
But these people are out of their fucking minds. Like, can't you just not like a game and then move on with your life?
plus it's not like it was like a 5-part game and then like the last part like totally did something crazy. Like this is a sequel to a game.
And the sequel, I will argue, is better and makes the story in the first game even more impactful.
Well, I think the worst thing is I think some of this just spoiled the game for me.
Oh, are you reading through it?
Well, no, I'm just reading the tweets, but I'm assuming that there must be some controversial.
We can talk about
implying from the
spoilers.
Controversial
now, I feel like.
character here that they might be trans. Is that what the
No,
problem is?
that's all wrong. None of that's. There is a trans character, but they're like a side character, and like their trans shit, like it's not even paramount to anything in the story.
Then who cares? What the fuck?
Just like he happens to be a character in the story. He's a great character. But that's not what they're mad about. They're mad about something else, which if you don't want to hear about,
I haven't played it, so
I'm not
I
going to
don't
talk
know
about
exactly.
it then. But I truly think we, I sound like an old fucking man, but like, yeah, we are lost, man. This shit is sad. I don't understand humanity anymore. Maybe it's always been like this, but it's just Twitter just lets you know.
I think it's always been like this, and we saw it in like other media, but like not in video games yet. But I think that now games are big enough, and social media has like whatchamacallit, side by side with it is like evolved basically, and now we've gotten to this point where like something like this happens because video games are like to some people like their life apparently. Like how can you just I don't understand how you can publicly with a picture say stuff like this in this day and age
Yeah.
about a video game. Like
It's
like relaxed.
They're not even talking about the game either. They're just like, you must die. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is like a sad-
at
this
least
is a
present
sad
like
week for
a valid
stories.
criticism. Or
All the stories this week are bad. I just realized. Oh shit.
yeah, that's why I was like, stay tuned for like more bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
like,
July
Some
is
good
supposed to
stuff
be.
will come out.
July is like
Right.
normally when we're happy about everything we saw in June. You know.
Yeah,
No,
no,
like-
E3 this year sucks.
Yeah.
But react like this to something that warrants it, like something that's actually criminal, or like write a complaint, or like a review, or express.
Oh, they wrote reviews.
Or just say, you know, say something critical instead of like hate their product. Why are you wishing death upon? I don't know. It's just too much, man.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's how all these stories are ending this week. We're like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just like lost enough.
We just don't know.
Yeah, can people just not be douchebags? And can you just like, yeah, like I don't like something, so
No,
yeah,
Can
let's
like
move
the
on.
gaming scene just stay what it is? Can it just be video games for fun and people's enjoyments? And if you
No.
like it, you like it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry you spend like $60 on it, but like it still
Could be
falls under
70.
right. do your research. I don't know, pick and choose your battles. Like you, if you can have a reaction like that, what is it gonna? Where do you draw the line? Like you can have the same reaction about like I don't know a basketball game or like about like a Mario game. Just if you don't like something about it and just like have this, just lash out and be like, oh, how could you? How dare you put a level like that in a game? Like go die. Like no, you just didn't like it.
Honestly-
it's not a criminal idea. It's not a criminal design. You just didn't like it. Doesn't
It's-
match up with
yeah.
your values and beliefs.
Shut,
So
shut
like,
the
just
fuck up and
move
play
the
something
fuck on
else.
over.
Yeah, play
I just-
something else.
Exactly.
I just think that like this experiment here on Earth with us smart monkeys, it's not working. I think we need to
It's
just
not.
we need to just move aside and like wait 200,000 years and wait for like the smart dolphins or something like that. Maybe
I think we've
they'll
gotten
do
to a
better.
point where everything has to be accepted by everyone. Otherwise, it's shit. Like, if I don't like it, it's garbage. Like, why didn't you make something that's universally accepted and loved? Like, it has to appeal to me and hit the marks that I want. Like, get
The-
over it. You
But
know,
there's no risks. There's nothing interesting
there's no
about it. It'll be the same crap.
exactly.
Yeah, you know
Just
what
homogenous shit.
you know what you get when you look for that product? You get the Big Bang Theory is what you get.
Mhm,
Ugh.
Trash
mhm.
like that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
What are you playing this week,
Yeah.
Dara?
I haven't played anything new,
No?
unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to say a disappointing nothing.
Oh no.
Were you
I
playing
know.
anything? Did you play anything, even if it was something you were playing?
I didn't really play games this week, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
you were
Not a whole
buried.
lot. No. This past week went by like I don't even know what happened. Well, uh oh, it's something that I forgot to mention is my dad is back. So
Yeah.
I've been busy with that because we had to like basically set like a quarantine zone for him
Yeah.
and keep him away from us.
Oh.
So that took some time to like just basically prepare it, move furniture around, make space. My uh, to people who don't know, shamefully, I still live with my parents. My mom right now, she's sleeping in the living room, and my dad is like basically not even allowed to like leave the bedroom until he gets tested.
Yeah.
But
Oh no.
yeah, but no, I'm dealing with that. That took like Sunday was gone, and then the rest of my weekend was that. And then I worked so much this last week that I was just so exhausted. I would come home and just basically watch a video and go to sleep. It was a non-productive weekend
Yeah.
week, I should say.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Where'd your dad come back from? He went out for cigarettes when you were 10 and just came back right now.
yeah, I miss him so much.
Oh wow. He just came
He's
back for
grown
a
up.
place. So right at the quarantine.
What about you,
Yeah,
Mike?
God.
Sorry, I was gonna say, what have you been playing this week, Mike?
Oh me? Let's see. Still playing a little Assassin's Creed, but I may have already given up on it, to be honest. But I'll just one day I'll
Why?
go back to it. It's too big. There's too much to do, and there's too
It's
many other
taking too
games.
long.
I told you last week, just go the golden path, man. Just bang through the story
No,
missions.
You remember, Nick? We
no,
were talking about this. Like, what was it? Our first episode or second episode about
Yeah.
games just being too big and
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
You just give up, no matter how much you like it. Just like I'm done. I don't want
I'll
to
go
deal with
back.
this.
Maybe not.
Was there anything else?
Let's see. So yeah, I told you, or no, I told you not on the podcast that the Bloodstained sequel's coming out from Inti
Oh,
Creates,
yeah.
the 8-bit one.
Yeah.
So I went and I saw that Blaster Master Zero has been put on the PSN, which I haven't played yet. So I
That's a
downloaded
good
Oh
game.
that.
yeah.
But then I didn't play it because I also downloaded Gunvolt Burst,
Yeah, that's a good
which
game too.
I've already beat on Switch, but I was like, yeah, $5, and I've been playing that, which is really fun. And I also been playing a lot of Puyo Tetris.
Tell them what Gunvolt Burst is.
Oh, it's a little it's an indie by Inti Creates, and it's basically a Mega Man ripoff. Um, it does have Gunvolt from Azure Strike Gunvolt, which is really good. Like also Mega Man X ripoff that Inti Creates has done, and I think it's got Beck from Mighty Number Nine,
Yeah.
Oh,
which yeah,
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Mighty Number 9.
yeah.
Yo, you know what?
Uh,
Did you play like the 8-bit version of Mighty Number 9?
isn't that this?
Is okay. Yeah. That's good.
That's what this is.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah.
But it's not Mighty Number Nine.
Yeah.
This is Gunvolt Burst, which is good.
Actual Mighty Number 9 is terrible.
Yes. And then I've also been playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I got my wife for our anniversary, and she's obsessed with.
Do you want to play me online? I love Puyo Puyo Tetris.
I
I love that
could.
game. I love that game.
It's extremely addicting.
I know it is, dude. I'll set the Switch up down here and I'll stream and play against you.
No, I have it on PS4 though.
Oh shit! How much is it on PS4?
I forget. I think I paid like $15 for it.
It probably doesn't have crossplay, right? Yo, you paid
It definitely has
15
online play.
I paid $40 for that on Switch. That was like one of the launch games for Switch. I paid $40 for that in like 2017.
Well, it's not new now, so
Shit.
it's not that expensive.
Maybe I will pick it up on PS4. I would totally play that with you on PS4.
Yeah, if you get it, let me know.
I wouldn't be able to talk to you though. Really.
Well,
I paid
I could call you on the
$40
phone or something, but
Oh well, yeah. If you were on Discord, you could talk to me on Discord.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of ways I could talk to you.
Okay.
I paid $40.
I did pay $40 for everything.
Dude, people who buy sports games, like I feel bad for them because they pay like $60 for like an NBA game, and then a year later it's in the $2.99 bin. And you're like, okay, what am I even gonna trade it in for? $1?
It's because sports games are fucking trash. I'm saying it right now. They're garbage.
Yeah.
Sports games are the same fucking game every year with different rosters. They're fucking garbage.
Of course.
I mean, that's
my point is that just put yourself in their shoes. You paid $40 for that game, and now it's like a little less. Imagine if you were like a sports game junkie and you just got like $60 titles that were like.
It sounded like you just said. It sounded like you just said a foreskin junkie. What did you actually say? Because I heard foreskin.
Yeah, are you a foreskin junkie?
I don't. Not
answer honestly.
At this point in my life, I think I would know.
What about you, Nick? What are you playing?
I'm playing the same stuff, but I went a lot harder into Griftlands this week. That game, I've talked about it before, and it's so good, man. It is. I'll say
you've been playing it every day now, right? On stream?
No, not every day. I've been playing it 2 days a week on stream. It's on Mondays and Wednesdays right now. So
how many times have you beat
what it's like?
I have beaten just one campaign. I beat Sal's campaign, which is the first character. I started Rook's campaign today and did about 3 hours of his campaign and lost during the first day. His mechanics are much more. So his mechanics are very interesting, much different. In his so I can't remember if we talked about this with Mike. Did we at all?
Not with Mike.
All right, so it's an adventure, roguelike, card building deck game from Clay, which are the guys who made Shank, Mark of the Ninja, Don't Starve, that stuff, if you know those games. And
wait, I came into your stream and I think I was watching you play this.
Yes, I think you did. Was that today?
No, it was yesterday or the day before.
It was last week. It would have been last Friday's stream, I think, actually.
Yeah, I was watching you play something that was like a strategy card game.
Yes, that's what it was, and it is brilliant, man. So when you play through, the first time you played through, you've got Sal, and she uses like daggers, right? So her main mechanics are in her battle deck are like she can apply bleed to enemies, and if somebody has a bleed on them, if you use this on them, they'll get wounded, and when they're wounded, they take 1 more damage per damage that they would take, and then you can also like cripple them, and when you cripple them, very Slay the Spire, when you cripple them, they deal 1 less damage or whatever. So she's like pretty straightforward in the battle department in her like negotiation deck. Because there's 2 types of battling. There's fighting physically, and then there's negotiating, where you can just like get someone to do what you want. And her negotiating stuff is, what's that?
You just argue.
Yeah, you argue.
Yeah.
But like her negotiation thing is like if she has stacks of influence, then all of her diplomacy cards do max damage, right? If she has stacks of dominance, all of her hostility cards can do 1 more damage than they normally do. So now I'm playing this new guy, Rook, and he's totally different. So he uses these blasters, and he's got like a charge meter. There's like 4 chunks in the charge meter, and every turn it passively charges, right? And for every charge you have, you can spend those charges to deal extra damage with certain attack cards. But for every chunk that isn't filled, he gains defense. So you have to do like this dance of like empty out all of my charges if I can, so I can get as much defense off of this. Like, can I afford to charge myself up because I'll have leftover charges? Oh, but wait, there's one more mechanic. If you charge all the way to the top, you get overcharge, and you can only get overcharge when you charge all the way to the top, which means you'd be less defensive. And the overcharge lets you like deal even more damage with certain cards. And then
But then you're like a glass cannon.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then in his negotiations, he can flip a coin. He has an ability called gamble. If it's on heads or snails instead of heads or tails, because they use like these giant
Okay.
snails to get around. It's very Star Warsy. Like if the coin is on heads, certain cards have a better outcome. If it's on tails, they have a better outcome. And when you flip it, if it lands on tails or it lands on heads, there's also a passive benefit that you get. So it's like totally different than Sal, and I had to like learn on the fly.
So
how
you're
to strike
encouraged
it.
to then go with like the whatever card is going to benefit the most,
Yeah, at that
just from
moment.
that flip.
And then
Yeah.
eventually you can get mechanics that will allow you to rig the coin. And then you can rig the coin for like the next 2 flips so you can choose the outcome of it. And it's all wrapped
Okay.
in this very Star Wars like bounty hunter tale, like living on Tatooine, but it's kind of like a swampy world. It's so
It's a
it's so
Dagobah.
good. Yeah, it's a Dagobah. It's a Dagobah with a Mos Eisley, basically. And
Okay.
and it's like the story is very involved and different for each character. There's multiple when I had to restart, they gave me totally different options for quests to do. Like I have no idea how deep this game is. It seems like
Oh,
I
sure.
could.
Like it's a true roguelike. Like every playthrough
Yeah.
is completely different
I
apparently.
feel like I
And
could
that
get 60
blew my
hours out of
mind.
this game without seeing much the same.
That's a little crazy.
And then besides that, I've been playing.
Designing a game like that is so
Yeah.
difficult.
Oh, dude, you know what's fucked up? It's an early access. They're not even done yet.
It just makes it
Oh,
even
shoot.
crazier. Yeah.
And there's a third character I haven't even unlocked yet. And
Wait,
when I
Grifflands is not 1.0 yet?
no, and when I
Really?
when I beat Sal's adventure, it unlocked Prestige, which is like you know what Prestige is if you've played Slay the Spire. Do you know what that is,
Uh-huh.
Mike?
I mean, I know from Call of Duty, but is it much different?
Yeah, in this
You get to go through another time with more points or
you
something?
you get to go through another time and everything is harder. And then
Oh.
you can keep unlocking more and more prestiges to push your skills further and further and further. But every single time you win, every single time you die, you also unlock new cards that you can possibly find during your adventure.
Nice.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant game, man. It is like Slay the Spire was fun, but it was so bare bones to me, and this is like chunky. It's fleshed out. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to ingest in terms of lore.
There's a
It's great.
lot of complexity too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And
actually a
then-
little salty that like with all these roguelike deck builders out, there aren't that many on the Switch. I think there's only 2. I
there's
did
Slay the
like
Spire.
extensive research. There's just Slay the Spire and like this other one that's just like so goofy. I don't even want to get it. I forgot what it's called. But
Do they not have One Step from Eden?
okay. Well, I mean, it's kind of difficult to call that a card game, even though it has cards.
Yeah.
But you don't have like because here's the thing, the difference between like that and other card games is you have a deck, right, and you have a deck in there, but then you just like cycle through all your cards like that. But like in all of these other games you have like a hand of cards, and you can you plan the synergies between the cards and like the combos and like how you play.
I would argue that's how you build your decks in One Step from Eden too, though, because if you have a bunch of stuff that doesn't work together, then you're just like sitting on your hands.
Well, yeah, One Step from Eden is to me is more Risk of Rainy than roguelike deck buildery.
Mike, do you know Mega Man Battle Network?
Yeah.
I know of it. I never played it.
Okay.
I'm vaguely aware of most of these games you're talking about.
Okay, you should take a look.
Like this whole genre has become popular in the last few years.
And you know, I feel like every one I've tried is pretty good. I still haven't tried the one that Dara gave me though. I'll play that once I'm done with Grifflands.
Well, I loved Magic back in the day, so
it's gonna feel a little clunky, but the game is really good.
The
Deck of
mechanics are
Ashes
very nice,
is done very well. Yeah,
nice.
It's not gonna look as gorgeous and smooth as like Grifflands, and I think that maybe like the Grifflands has set the bar way too high for just indie games in general. Like
and you
the
know what?
art style.
I don't think many
and
people
the
are playing it on
gameplay.
Twitch.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't think many people are playing it on Twitch.
Really?
Let me see right now. Grifflands.
I think a lot of people played it when they got like access to it.
There are 5 people playing it on Twitch right now.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna play through a lot.
out.
I'm gonna play a lot of it on Twitch. Let me
I
see.
wish, but I wish more of these were on the Switch because I'm still waiting for like this game, but I mean it's still in early access. Monster Train, Deck of Ashes itself. There's just so many out that they could already be out on the Switch. Like I'm so thirsty for a roguelike controller.
I have to get
Nice.
on the
That'll take up
Monster
like
Train
a lot of
train.
time.
Like I have to get on the Monster Train. I gotta play it. I gotta try it. My roommate Jay is playing it
Wait,
and he likes it a lot.
you never got it?
I never got it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was Mike, that was actually a game that man, in the past what maybe 5 years or more, that was the first game that I actually bought it and I waited for like the midnight release. And I realized that it didn't have a midnight release, at like a 9 a.m. or like 11 a.m. release the next day. And I was like,
Ugh.
fuck.
So wait, this is what is it? Monster what?
Monster Train.
Monster
Like a
Train.
locomotive train.
It's
Okay.
another deck builder game. There's 3 floors, so it's like a mix of tower defense and a card game, and it's pretty genius. You should take a look at that one. But we've talked about that a lot.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Dude, it's awesome. We've talked about that a lot in previous weeks. Anyway, the last things I'm playing, I'm still playing on stream. I'm still playing COD with Jesse at night. I'm playing The Last of Us 2 on survivor mode. It's so fucking hard. I'm almost halfway through it, and
Nice.
and some Apex Legends here and there. That's everything I'm playing. The only thing really worth talking about this week, I would say, is Griftlands because it's like blown me away.
Nice. Are you gonna get Ghost of Tsushima?
I am going to get Ghost of Tsushima. I will stream it, but I assume I'll be buried by everyone else that's streaming it. But I am going to get it. I think, yeah, I'm going to get it.
If you're gonna get it, you might as well stream it.
I mean, just for the
Please, definitely stream it if you get it.
just for the aesthetics alone, I want to get it. Like even if it's mediocre, I just want to look at it.
I don't think it's gonna be mediocre.
I want to look at it in 4K.
Hmm.
All right, boys, you got anything else?
No, not really.
I don't think so. I don't think. Is there anything else big coming out very soon? Probably not, right?
No, Ghost is the next big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, guys, have a very good week. Thanks for talking to me, fellas. This is What You Playing. You can catch us on YouTube at He's Bad Games, and you can also find it on Spotify under What You Playing. And we'll catch you next week. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.